talking to my special guest today. Like a couple of weeks ago, we told you, or actually it was a promise, we said we'll bring back Councillor Lutterodt so we can finish the discussion on whether or not it was really necessary to go through a honeymoon after you get married, after you have done all that married people do already. Well, we're fulfilling that promise today. We'll also be talking about unfaithfulness in marriages as well. Apparently, some men like to have extramarital affairs with other women, which later sometimes lead to the breakup of their marriages. They then get to marry whoever it was that they cheated on their wives with. So we're asking the question, why do men dump their wives sometimes for their mistresses, or who you'd call the side chick? Councillor Lutterodt is here in the studio with me. It's good to have you.
Thank you, my dear. How are you?
I'm not doing bad at all. Yourself?
Yes. I'm okay, because today you're wearing a bra, so I think it changes the story like the last time I saw you, that your bra was on the table.
Okay, no problem. No worries about that. But just in case, just in case you're interested in going to the RTPs, one of the awards that's going on, Councillor Lutterodt has got tickets here. You can call
VIP.
You can call him for those tickets. Will put. Do they have to message you on Facebook?
Yes, go to Facebook now. The post is there, and it means when we finish, you can tell us what Gifty said, the last words of Gifty, and then you can get it. It means you are watching. So, and you're cheap in that form.
So you must be watching the show. Then you can get to have some tickets to get to the RTP Awards from the tickets coming from him there. Let's finish up yesterday.
Yes.
No, last 2 weeks conversation that we had. We're talking about honeymoon. You made a very important point about the fact that it is necessary to not to do the things that married people do when you're not married. But then when you have done so, there is therefore now no condemnation, right? So you move, so you move ahead and you try to at least enjoy the moment that you're enjoying sex legally. Let's wrap up on that conversation.
Well, the truth of the matter is that a very good afternoon to cherished viewers, and thanks to my clothing line, Bodyline Clothing. I mean, I always say thank you to them, and thanks to my wife. Today is my wife's delivery day.
Oh,
Happy
really?
delivery day to my wife. And,
as in, she had a child before, or she had a child now?
No, every year I celebrate delivery day for my wife.
Delivery day?
Yes, I don't celebrate birthdays for my children.
Okay.
My wife is, I told you the last time, my wife is the most important thing in my life, not my children. So I celebrate the day she delivered. And she can choose to do a birthday party for the children. But for her, today is her delivery day. So anything she wants.
For baby number what?
This is for baby number 2. This is the birthday of the baby number 2.
I see.
Yeah.
So what are you doing for her today?
Well, she started celebrating what she's supposed to do. A lot of things are happening in her life. There are a lot of surprises happening. She's just screaming, hey.
Hey. Oh, you're celebrating. You're going on a tertiary honeymoon.
No. It's not part of their plans because
you've had enough.
Oh, not enough yet. But one of these days we'll do something else above honeymoon. You know, honeymoon actually is meant for freshly married people. You can do a honeymoon after a series of years in marriage.
Why not?
No, it's not done.
But because people do it.
No, what they do is not called honeymoon.
What is it called?
It's maybe they want to kindle the relationship. They want to bring an old spark they want in the relationship. Okay. They have offended their partner and they want to find a way of, saying sorry to their partner.
But that's necessary, isn't it?
It's not. It's not important.
Why not?
Because life is not about change. People don't change. People modify their lives.
Okay.
I mean, a former thief who was an armed robber and becomes a pastor has not changed. But has just modified the skills in stealing to steal souls.
I see.
A drunkard you meet, so there's no change, but there are modifications in life. So when you offend your partner, it's good to ask for forgiveness, but it's not the time for you to go and say, I'm taking you out of a car, go and lodge you in some corner so I could ask for forgiveness. So honeymoon is once in a lifetime.
Okay,
it's
really?
not twice.
But people get married for the second, the third, the fourth time, etc.
Thank you. So between me and you, when we are married, we have only one honeymoon. Any other thing we do cannot be called honeymoon. But when I marry again,
what will it be called?
I mean, maybe that's what we're putting spark back into the relationship.
Okay.
Or we want to celebrate the wedding anniversary, and that is not a honeymoon.
But then if you break up if the marriage doesn't work and you marry another person, what you do, is that not honeymoon as well?
So that's a fresh marriage.
Okay.
So the person deserves a honeymoon.
So the issue we're trying to break down the other time was whether or not after having sex, when you were together, when you were not married, when you were dating, after having sex, why then do you go on an honeymoon?
You have to learn that every sexual intercourse you have illegally, cannot be compared to legal sexual intercourse. It can never be compared. Whilst we were yet sinners, some of the sexual intercourse that people had whilst we were single and were not married, till today they are married, can never, have never, and will never be repeated in the heart. People when they were single were able to have sexual intercourse in the car. Some had it on a wall. It's called the Mosinkemi or
it's called what? Mosinkemi. So that's supposed to be gone.
Yes, Mosinkemi. Hello, Oda Kolomba.
I see.
Now you grab the wall and then because you don't have time, you don't have places. So those ones cannot be repeated. So we call it whilst we were yet sinners and Christ died. You can't repeat these things. So whatever happened before cannot be the same thing. It has been modified.
You can't repeat it, saying. I mean, like you can't repeat it. How?
The reason why you did Oda Kolomba on the wall was because Obeko War. You don't have a place.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
But what?
Not necessarily. I mean, people these days, people can afford places to sleep. People can afford flats. People can afford apartments. It's not really because you don't have a place.
Not everybody who can go to a hotel, not because they can't afford, but some people don't see. There's no freedom in walking out of the hotel room with Gifty who you are not married with.
Okay.
Especially whilst you know in the heart of heart that it was 2 rounds, and then do you understand what I'm saying here?
Okay.
So in natural speaking, whatever act you commit before marriage, when you bring it back into the marriage, it doesn't fit in. Because marriage is not a first class and a second class. It's one way.
So how does that answer our question about whether or not it is necessary for you to go on a honeymoon when you have done the honeymoon already?
It is necessary because we just got married. The only difficulty is that if you have sex before marriage, you suffer in the marriage.
Why?
As a man.
Why?
Because your wife will be expecting for you to repeat what led her to orgasm during singleness.
And why can't you repeat that?
It is difficult because marrying a virgin even is a burden. How much was something you have used before?
Okay, wait, now you're confusing me.
No, don't be confused. Stay in focus. If you marry a virgin, do you know it's a burden?
How is it a burden?
Oh, Sister Gifty. You have to learn. Listen.
Did you marry your wife a virgin?
Yes, she was.
She was.
And it was a big burden for me.
Okay.
Up to date, I don't know whether I've done my best or not.
Okay.
Because when you meet virgins, this is their mind. They have been told a lot that during sexual intercourse, you have some tickling in your ears. Under your feet to be lugu-lugu, you feel hey ho, hey ho. So as you are lying on her expectation is that but you are not even aware of her expectation.
Okay.
So you meet a virgin, you think, she's waiting for some strange thing she was told. So after the act, she goes back into herself and says, after this long wait.
But that can be solved with talking.
You can't solve it by talking.
Why not?
Because what she's expecting, you are not that person. And unfortunately, if you meet somebody who is in the category of virginity, you know, virginity is classified. We have primary virgins, secondary virgins, masturbating virgins, we have anal virgins, and we don't know. We have tertiary virgins and remedial virgins. Okay. So depending on the type of virgin you marry, you have that challenge. If you meet a remedial virgin person, then how do you do this discussion? But remedial virgins are those who do it once a while and say, because of God, I don't do it again. So whoever did it, you're comparing with the person. The same way sex before marriage, anytime you come in, they are looking at you and there was an act that we did together and it confirmed to me that sexually you are not good. But you told me because we were not married, that is why I was not able to perform well. Now that we are married, I'm expecting you to hit the knot rightfully than the other time. But these are the challenges that you get doing sex before marriage.
But if you do sex before marriage and you go ahead to marry the person, we all presuppose that then you were happy with whatever package or whatever it is that you got in that relationship.
The truth is that anybody you have sex with and you enjoy, you never marry.
Why?
Don't marry them.
Why not?
Because your expectation would never be met in marriage.
I see.
Any man listening to me or watching me, if you have sexual intercourse with any lady you are not married to and you enjoy it very well, don't marry her.
Because you'll be disappointed when you marry her.
Because you will never get it again.
But that's very difficult for me to accept.
Well, because back over. Onyebe.
But you see, no, but you see, what I'm trying to understand is, I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing when you say that you advocate abstinence. Okay,
yes,
it's a good thing.
It's the best thing.
Yes.
But most people are not even abstaining. But they are masturbating and they think they are abstaining. And they are the dangerous people in the world. If you meet a woman who has masturbated before, you can die by shock. And one of your left leg will be shaking because you can't satisfy her.
Really?
Hey! If you meet a masturbating woman, Because her excitement is in.
No, I mean she has her own. She has created in her mind her
Thank you.
own kind of
And you are
excitement.
proving who
So
you
like
are.
I'm saying, you can still talk
About
about it. I mean, you can still talk about
do
it,
you
and
talk
you can.
about it?
You can talk about
Hi,
it, can't
baby.
you?
Hi, baby. What excites you? And any man who meets you and say that what makes you feel good in bed is a stupid man with no apologies. We don't discuss these things. Which part of your body, when I hold you, feel? No, we don't do it. It is the duty of a man to search for it. But the quest to search for it is that the woman herself, within those times before marriage, was doing what she wants to do. Are you aware that when I'm going out with you and I say no sex before marriage, it is agreed that the two of us will never have sex?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean me, I can't have sex.
Okay, so between us, we may not be having sex, but one
I
of
will
us
be
will
doing
be
my
having
thing,
sex.
so I'll be
somewhere.
experiencing other
Okay.
things.
So bottom line, you advocate that people who, if you're about to get married, that you don't get sexually involved with each other until you get. It's better that you don't
even though
until you get
suffer,
married.
That suffering is manageable than the one
And
that
it's
you've
worth
done
it.
before. It's worth it.
It's worth it at the end of the day.
Especially if the woman you are going out with or the man is not getting it from elsewhere.
Right.
Like masturbating with vibrators. Because my sister, I still repeat, if you meet a woman who has used vibrator on herself before, you the man, you will never be able to satisfy her till you die.
Okay.
And if you try, you have mouth stroke mentally and be walking and talking your mouth small.
Hopefully.
So sex before marriage, it doesn't really mean after honeymoon, you know, because people have expectation and honeymoon.
But still, after that, you can still go ahead and enjoy your honeymoon, so that we can end that conversation on that.
At honeymoon, whatever you do there is a fresh table. Enjoy it as it is, but always keep behind your mind that if you are meeting a guy who has never had sex before, he has an experience that you don't know. If you are meeting a woman who has never had sex before, she also has an experience that you don't know. If you are meeting a guy who is sexually active, their experiences they know. I've worked with Gifty for so many years after this marriage. All she tells me is that I can only have sex with her after marriage. So the guy is anxious
to get married
at the honeymoon. Let me see what Gifty has. And unfortunately, most of the time, what they see when it's open to them, there's a guy who left 8 months before he came back. Because unfortunately, after the girl was just a virgin, then when they got to honeymoon, he says he lifted the gown like this romantically, and the scent from the lower part hit his nose. He left the hotel 8 months. He just came back.
Let's talk about after marriage, because we don't want to miss out on this particular bit of the conversation. After the marriage, now men, we understand. Someone was telling me that men are innately promiscuous, and that it doesn't matter who you are, you will still feel like going for someone else even after you have had a wife. And we've seen that happen a few times when people leave their wives and they go and marry their mistresses.
Which is not a bad thing.
Really?
It's not a bad thing. Actually,
Why?
you see, when I hear people saying that men are naturally promiscuous, they don't know what they're saying. Men are polygamous. We don't need training to become polygamous people. God created us as polygamous people. The unfortunate thing is that they are raising you girls not with the mentality of polygamy. That's our problem.
They're raising which girls?
At home, they have to raise you with the mentality of being a polygamous wife.
Really?
That's natural.
You have girls? You have kids who are girls?
I have kids.
How many of them?
At the moment, I have one. I say at the moment, it means I'm moving forward.
Okay. Is she a boy or is it a boy or a girl?
I have a girl.
She's
going to be trained to
understand that you are going to meet a man who will marry you and will marry other people or be sleeping with other people.
No, we will marry other people. Remember.
We'll marry other people.
Because listen, if you are a mistress for me, you are not an assistant wife.
What are you?
You are a mistress. And a mistress, M-I stress means you are the distressor of my life, because wives are supposed to create stress for their husbands.
I see. So wives create stress, and then the mistresses will help you relieve the stress. And as a pastor, is that biblically acceptable?
Well, you see, when you say is that biblically acceptable, it's biblically proven
that
every man who is married would like to live with the wife alone. But there are instances in the Bible where husbands were not too happy about marriages. Their wives gave them maidservant to use so their happiness will be fulfilled.
Those are the days.
You don't take the Abrahamic blessings.
Okay.
You don't take the Abraham blessing. You don't take it.
Is this a message that you typically preach on the
Sarah
pulpit?
Before, oh Lord, give me the womb like Sarah. In my 90 years, let me have a child called Isaac. So when a Hagar is coming, remember that Sarah had a child because there was a Hagar.
So is this a message that you would typically preach in the pulpits, that allow people to marry more?
You see, let me tell you the truth. It's not allowing people to marry more. When we talk about mistress, they are not wives. So any mistress who demands to become a wife, she is a disgrace to femininity.
But why should you even go in for a mistress in the first
Because
place?
they are distressing men who have been stressed by their wives.
Is this a therapy that you would recommend? Recommend for the people who come to you?
It's a good therapy.
To go out and look for...
don't die in your stress.
To go and have sex with other women who are not your wife?
There are people who go for distress, not for sexual intercourse. There are men today who have mistresses.
Majority of them are having sex with women, the women who are not their wives.
No, it's not majority.
But even, I mean, it doesn't matter, whichever way, even if you are just connecting with someone on an emotional level, and you are someone who has a commitment to someone else, is that right?
It's right, because listen, one of the things you should learn is that on earth, the only people who can cheat are married people. Like me, I can cheat. You are not married, you can't cheat.
Really?
Cheating is reserved for us. Can you cheat? And who will you cheat on?
Well, why would you cheat?
No, but yes, because I'm married.
And cheating is okay for you?
It's part of marriage.
Is it okay for you?
Cheating and divorce is part of marriage.
Really?
So if
who made that a part of marriage?
But the Bible says, the Bible made it so. In the book of Matthew 19 verse 9, it says that one of the reasons why you can leave your husband and wife is because when they cheat upon you, you have the right to forgive them or continue.
So what goes through, since you seem to be an advocate for this kind of, lifestyle.
You can use the terminology advocate. Don't worry, I'm helping the mistresses to understand their role.
Fair enough, but since you are advocating cheating or advocating having a wife, a woman besides your wife, what is it that goes on in the mind of a man who is married to a woman that they claim they're going to be with for the rest of their lives? What is it that goes through their mind?
Competition.
Really?
Some men are back home now, they are faithful to their wife because where they went, they emptied their account. Do you understand? There are also men today who sees their wife as a treasure because of what another small girl somewhere did. And there are also girls today who are able to finish their education because of these men.
I see.
There are some girls today who are praying for some husbands, and that's why their business is flourishing. Look, there are women who are living with their husbands, and when their husbands get home, they don't even know they're home. But there are girls that men go to them from Tema to Accra, and until the men who arrive in Accra, they keep praying to the Almighty God. Oh God of life, send him home safely for me. Send him home safely for me. I keep saying every day, any woman watching me, if you are going out with somebody's husband, don't stop. Continue. Because the Bible says, if you take good care of somebody's own, God is about to give you your own in the name of Jesus. But also remember, when you get your own, somebody else will manage it. And for you wives, don't pray against your husband's girlfriend. For what? Your husband will be home and all of a sudden you start wearing black every morning. And you don't know what you have done. Your prayer has killed somebody. But rather pray to God. Whoever is sleeping with my husband, oh Lord, as I pray, give them their own husband. Give them their own husband. And God will answer.
How many mistresses do you have?
I've not gotten one yet because the stress level has not gotten to a mistress taking.
Okay,
so there's a stress level that leads you to mistress.
What is that stress level?
It is not. You see, everybody has a year that the stress counts. Some people get their stress after 10 years of marriage. Some get their stress when there's no child. Some get their stress when they get too rich. Because women naturally, when they get married, they lose the focus in marriage. They lose the competition. Can you imagine? Let me give you a simple example. You meet your wife like Gifty sitting here, well dressed, presentable. Some of you fix weave on and things.
I'm working, so this is part of my work.
This is how your husband sees you. When it gets to the night,
my husband should not see me like this because this is not how I am.
No, but you have a makeup.
Yes, but I don't put on makeup when I'm at home.
So this is the problem. The people we meet who
I don't have to put on makeup when I'm putting the makeup on because of the light and the camera.
Thank you. So me, who is married to you, I should see your bono face. I deserve bono here. Why are you talking? Anyway, let me just read some of the comments we have so that we can wrap up this conversation. Let me start with Joshua. Nana Ahombrasimbro says, it's because they fail to maintain their wives to the standards they desire. Most often, these side chicks may have serious boyfriends, but because of the money thrown at these side chicks by these supposedly married men to keep themselves in the up-trending fashion, and that makes these men go for them. But men don't care whether they have a boyfriend or not.
Men or husbands should keep theirs well. So he's basically saying that keep your wives well. Whatever it is that you're seeing in the other woman, keep your woman.
Sister, there are wives who are kept well, and they're not selling
I'll take your comments. I'll take your comments. Let me take some more comments. Salifu Yaya and Anna Zun says he always reminds me of Trump, and then he laughs. Okay, Akpalu. Okay, go down for me a little bit. Okay, great. So Akpalu Akpa says a friend has a girlfriend who is a police officer. When she misses him, she just comes to his house in uniform and arrest him in the presence of his wife and take him to her home till the next day. I don't believe this, really.
It's true.
Then she brings him back and tells his wife, we are not done with investigations yet. I shall pick him up anytime you want more from him. And his innocent wife will always say, Madam Officer, God bless you for handling my husband's case with care. I'll make sure he's always available anytime you need him. Okay, I see. Which story is that? Whoever, I don't believe that story anyway.
It's true.
But, okay, Ama Guana says, you're always on point, Counselor. Keep doing your good job. God got your back. Let those who are ready to listen to you do so. Big ups to you, Counselor. And Richard Kumi says, you are encouraging him to feed the country with nonsense. It's a pity. Oh, dear, Richard. Okay. Captain says, he always says his mind in facts without even deliberating it with a wise person before coming to on air to deliver. Well, let me also say my mind. Ask him why he demeans the gospel artist. What's his problem? Let's take that and then we'll continue.
Well, we didn't demean any gospel artist. But if you're a gospel artist that will always come and sing hymns already in Presbyterian books, and you think you're a gospel artist, and you hear somebody who you say is not a gospel artist but has written a lyrical content that is good, who deserves an award? Have you listened to Kwabena song before? Compared to those of them who have not written songs before and they're getting an award, who deserves an award? Copycats.
I see. So you got a response there. It's just certainly a response. I'm not going to engage. Bernard Edu Jemfe is not quite happy. He says, you keep entertaining, you keep entertaining this comedian. That's your new name, Counselor. Says, I'm highly disappointed. Bernard, okay. Kwame Ejari Nyantechi says, he never makes sense. Okay, so you don't make sense to this gentleman. Natia says, I'm a man helping in terms of difficult problem about, okay. So there is someone giving you some kind of competition there. He wants people to call him for advice. Please, Gifty, ask Counselor how many weeks he was in a relationship with his wife before they got married. And Nana Kwame Trump says, and who cares? Kweku Gideon says, really? Is he a counselor? Next joke, please. Okay, we hear you. Someone even says, okay. So let me ask you, how many weeks were you in a relationship with your wife before you got married?
Well, unfortunately, you see, relations, I say doing dating. You can't date one person for more than 14 days. You understand?
14 days.
You can't date one. If you, I mean, as I sit there, you're not married. If I get to hear that you are dating, we've been dating for 2 years, you have disgraced your family.
Okay.
Because
is it the word? Is it the semantics?
It's not semantic, but the thing is that I mean, if you're not married, you're not committed to any of the guys. So we say choosing a life partner. You can't choose until they are locked, and dating is not a relationship. So within your demographic data, you are seeking for who can match your line. So how do I find you with somebody that you're not married with, and when even you close from work, they come back to come and pick you Gifty here to work, to home. You understand?
I think he's trying to find out how long you were with your wife before you got married.
Oh, unfortunately, I was with 32 girls. I dated 32. And when I did the narrow down, 18 months time, I had my wife. She agreed 1 year time, and I went to marry her. The records are there to prove.
Which records are there?
Oh, I have the record because I set up the record. I mean, don't you have your record?
No, I don't have any record. Everything is in my head.
And is it not a record?
So what is it
in your head?
What is it? The records are there. Is there something I can easily go open and
but when
look?
you ask the question, didn't I tell you because the records are there?
So 18. So you had 32 girls.
I dated 32 people.
You dated 32 girls.
At the same time.
Really?
Were you talking, girl?
32.
At the same time.
Were you kissing them?
No, for what?
Were you fondling them?
For what?
Okay, so it was just, let's eat, let's go.
I said, when somebody is dating and they have sex with you, you are practicing prostitution. You know what I'm saying? So you're sleeping with everybody who meets you, Charlie, then you're happy?
Okay.
We are bringing sense to bear. As for those people who are saying what they are saying, I want to apologize on their behalf. Because you see, they are my followers, and there are times that my followers, they don't talk well. So viewers, I apologize for those who send those messages. They are my followers, because if you listen to them, why do you allow this man to come? Yesterday, he said this here, which means they are following me everywhere I go.
Okay.
So I apologize on their behalf.
Okay.
We'll train them to become proper. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So I've been having a chat with Councillor Lutterodt. Some of you don't think that he's a real councillor indeed. Some of you think he's a comedian. Some of you think he's Donald Trump, Ghana's Donald Trump. Okay, no problem. But we've been having a conversation. Let's wrap up so that, let's finish this conversation so we can do sports on the pause. But he's got tickets.
I've got tickets here for you. I mean, this is VIP ticket for RTP award this Saturday.
So how can they get it?
Just send me a message on my Facebook with the last thing that Gifty will say before I leave the studio. And no matter what you write, you deserve the ticket. I'll give it to you. I mean, nobody has insulted me before so many years when I started this ministry. Because you can't insult me. Okay. Followers will do so. But Gifty, let's let people learn. If you are a mistress, one of the things you shouldn't dream of is never become a wife.
To continue being a mistress or look for your own.
You have to continue being a mistress to that man. But teach the man to learn how to manage mistresses.
I see. Like
they come to your house, and when they call you, they are entering, hey, Obi wa train.
Shouldn't you look for your own?
So as you look for your own, you can only walk out of being a mistress from that man when you look for your own. But there are a lot of girls today who are mistresses, and they are wishing the death for people's wife. If I have a mistress, and my wife dies today, I would never go and marry that mistress because you are supposed to remain as a mistress, die as a mistress, go to heaven as a mistress, go to hell as a mistress. So all mistresses have a time ban on your mistressship.
Okay.
If it's for first degree, after first degree, time won't go like mistresses who they bought homes for you in Trasaco, in Cantonment, and they are blocking you can't go anywhere. You are disgracing the profession of mistress.
Okay, we hear you.
But those of you who want to walk out, write this number down, including those of you who want to feel more comic relief. Like the boys who just sent a message. 0277609644. Gifty, but remember, no wife should know you as a mistress. Never introduce yourself to anybody's wife as a mistress. 0277609644. As a wife, relax for your mistress. I mean, which one?
We see.